So you got any doubts from the previous session? Like it's just a demo session. You got any doubts in that? Like in that process, how they are going and how they are doing? Hmm?
Error means it is the defect identified by the development team only.
Yeah, yes. Error means which is there's an issue or there is a mistake in a code that we
It
will
was
error. So error which is seen in a code that we will call as an error. Okay, so the in the code in the sense the developer will look at in the code. Okay, and rest all fine, right?
yeah,
Okay, so now we will discuss about the SDLC process. So SDLC process is nothing but what we discussed yesterday. Like we discussed yesterday how the process flows of an application. So same like SDLC process like software development lifecycle. So how the process flows for a single application from the starting to release stage. So SDLC means software development lifecycle. And you all guys will get a note. I mean notes in the ending of the session, and not ending of the session, ending of the training. You will get all the notes. So what I'm saying, so you can use that notes, and also I will send this notepad at the end of the session. You can go to these concepts also what I have sent. Okay, and you got any doubts in the middle, just unmute and uh, raise your hand or just speak out. You can interrupt my session, no problem. So software development lifecycle. So software development lifecycle is a process in a development process from the starting to the ending of a specific software. So yesterday we discussed like, so what the business owner will do, what he will do after creating some documents. After creating documents, what the development people will he will share to the development people. Development people will share the bill to the testing team. So likewise, there was a flow, there was a process. So that process, we call it as a software development life cycle. So today we go in depth. So first of all, in the software development life cycle, there are some kind of phases. There will be a lot of phases in that. So depending upon the phases, the throughout the software, a single software will go through that. So the phases include, first I will write all the phases here. Software building, kickoff meeting. So I will explain you one on one. Initiation note, requirement gathering, and next requirement. Testing. Yes. So most people who listen yesterday's class, it will be easy for them to they can get by using these terminologies. So first of all, there will be a software bidding. So software bidding in the sense, so it will be happen between the CEO and the client. So the person who is that owner of that product and that product owner who he was giving that software to develop. So for example, we are thinking of Zomato here. So that Zomato CEO is giving some of the IT company to develop their Zomato software, because that people can't create. So they will they will talk with some other IT company like some Cognizant, Infosys. They will take it as a project, and they will start developing a software. This we will call as a software bidding. So at this phase, the CEO will go to that client. So whoever the CEO is there will be go to the client, and he will explain about the project, and he will makes an agreement with that IT company or with that client. So regarding that software, that the software will be developed by that specific company. So software bidding will happen at the starting phase. This is the starting phase of that software. Still now there is no team, no person and nothing. So in this kickoff meeting, so once the project is confirmed by the client, so once the project is confirmed by the client, and he will conduct a meeting. So he will conduct a meeting with some of the project managers and some of the main people who are including in that project. So there will be a meeting with project managers to discuss about the project details. So in this kickoff meeting, so they will give heads up for their project. So heads up in the sense they will discuss all the project related things, and all the project managers will discuss how this gonna be work, and this is fine to do, or this is uh, so how the process should start. These all the things what needs to be done before starting of that. So there will be a kickoff meeting. So in this kickoff meeting, heads up will be done to the client totally regarding that software. So once this kickoff meeting will be done, so there will be a project initiation note. So project initiation note, like, so they will whatever the project managers is included in that kickoff meeting, he will prepare some kind of documents or mails. So that we will be called as pin. Pin means project initiation note. So in this note, they will mention about the high level architecture of that project. So they will prepare a document where manager. So managers will prepare a doc and will send a mail to all the people who were involved till now in the project. So all about the project, this is happened in the kickoff meeting, this we are going to do in this project. So this that document we will call as a project initiation note. Okay. So once the document is done, so there will be a requirement gathering. So requirement gathering, it will be depend upon what kind of project it is. So here with that initiation note, so the requirement gathering will be done. So requirement gathering will be done by two people here. So one is business analyst and the other one is system analyst. So business analyst and system analyst. So business analyst, so the difference between that business analyst and the system analyst is, so business analyst is it, he is an domain expert. Domain in the sense whatever the project belongs to. So for example, the Udemy is like an e-learning website. So it will belong to an e-learning domain. So Facebook is a social networking site. So it will be related to social networking domain. So likewise, so every project will have a domain for that. So business analyst will prepare the document as per the domain. So he will prepare the requirement as per the domain. And here the system analyst will prepare the SRS document. So business analyst will prepare the BRS document. So BRS document will be related to domain. So business analyst, we call him as a domain expert. And the system analyst, the person who will prepare the SRS document. So SRS document is, so based on this BRS document, system analyst will prepare this SRS document. So this SRS document will be shared to software people. Software people in the sense whoever the development or the software engineers, whoever the development team, testing team over there. So it will be related to the specific functionalities, specific module wise. So BRS document will relate to the concept wise, depending upon the market value, how the domain gonna work, which kind of concepts needs to be included in that domain. So these two people will prepare the documents. So once the documents are prepared, so they will analyze the requirement. So what is analyze the requirement in the sense uh, they will do a planning of that requirement. So like, so whatever the concept needs to be done first and whatever the functionality needs to be added into that concept. So depending upon this BRS and SRS document, they will analyze the requirement. And so here in this analyze the requirement, depending upon this BRS and SRS document, they will look at throughout the requirement, they will review and they will validate throughout the requirement. Once they validated all the requirement, once it got approved, they will go for the project plan. So in this project plan, it will, in this project plan, there will be development team, testing manager, development manager, and they will prepare a project plan. So project plan in the sense, they will prepare a document which includes all the schedules, responsibilities, and what needs to be tested. So this plan, like when the module needs to be implemented, what the module needs to be what needs to be tested in that module, so that everything will be pre-planned in that project plan using that development team manager as well as the project team manager. And next it comes to the design. So here design in sense, whatever the modules needed, we all got that modules and that requirement is approved. And in the project plan, they have mentioned like what needs to be done first and what needs to be done later. So depending upon that, design people will start the design. So there are two types here. There will be like HLD and LLD. So HLD in the sense high level design and LLB in the sense low level design. So high level design will be related to the high total module wise, how the module look like, how the concept will look like. And low level design will be related to the functionality wise. In a model, there will be a lot of functionalities that needs to be happen in the software. So high level module and the low level module designs will be created by the design team. Once the designs are done, it will be navigated to the coding part. So here the developers will include. So the coding developers will refer them BRS document, SRS document, as well as a design document. So with respect to all three, they will, based on this all three, the programmer will start preparing coding for the respective modules by using different kind of technologies such as Java, Ruby, Python, these things. So here they will start coding based on BRS, SRS, and design docs. So once they started the coding, so it will be done as per the schedules, whichever the modules needs to be done first, they will take that first and they will do that. Once it does done, it will be moved to the testing team. So in this testing, first the testing will be happen from the developer side, that we will call it as a white box testing. So white box testing in the sense, testing where it will be done from the internal side in the sense coding side. So the testing people will not be included in this. So if included, he should be aware of the Java code, he should be aware of that Python code, whichever the developer is using to use it to develop the software. So as we are the manual testers, we will not be aware of this coding part. So first of all, testing will be done from the white box testing by the developers, like they will verify the code, whatever they've done. So white box testing will happen here. So white box testing, like we will discuss further what is white box testing and what kind of things are included in this. So white box testing in this testing will be done from the code level. So we will not include in this. So after white box testing is done, there will be a black box testing. So black box testing in the sense, there is no requirement of knowing anything code or something. We will just do like an end user, like as per the functionalities. So whenever the 100% code is working from the developer side, it will comes to the black box testing. In that black box testing, we will do all the user acceptance testing and all. So this black box testing does not need any kind of code related things. We will directly use the software like an end user. So testers will do black box testing. Testers will do the black box testing like an end user. So this is the testing phase. After the testing phase is done, it will be ready for the release. So whenever all the implementation activities are completed and customer is accepted. So in this black box testing, we will show the application to the customer, who is the project owner or who is the client, whoever is there, the project owner, he will approve that it was fine for the delivery. So we will get approval from him. Thus all the parties implemented successfully and everything looks fine and working fine as per the requirement. Then it will go for the release. So here application will release to the customer. So these are all the phases of software development life cycle. So first of all, bidding will happen. So these are all the phases which no team will be included here. So only the managers and only the high level people will be included. Only the high level people will be included in this one. So don't need of bothering about this. So SDLC process is like, first of all, to us in the development cycle. So you can continue from here. Like first of all, they will gather the requirement. They will prepare all the requirements. They will prepare the BRS documents, SRS documents. So difference between the BRS and SRS is like BRS will be related to the domain. SRS will be related to the all the software people. It will be specific to the functionalities. It will be shared to the software people specific to the functionalities. Okay, so after that, it will be analyzed and it will be approved. So that BRS and SRS document will be approved. And once that approved, they will start the planning a project. Like from this BRS and document, these are the functionalities. Which functionality should take first? And how much time does it take? So they will keep all the schedules and what are the responsibilities of the development team, what are the responsibilities of the testing team, what needs to be tested from the testing side, what needs to be developed from the development side. So everything they will prepare and they will schedule everything in a process, and later it will go for the design. So designing people will get their BRS and SRS document. So depending upon that BRS and SRS document, they will prepare the design screens. So they will do the framework as well as they will do the screens. So every specific screens, and also they will do the navigation flows. So once that done, it will be forwarded to the development team. So that design part and the SRS document will be forwarded to the development team. So depending upon these documents, the coding will start it and they will implement the software, whatever the module is needed. So once that module is implemented, they will do the testing. So from their side, so whatever the code they have written is correct or not. So that we will call as a white box testing. White box testing in the sense, it will be done from the code level. So coding is included in that. So by like verification of the code and debugging the code what they have written. So that we will call it as a white box testing. And once that testing is done, it will be come to the testers. Testers will do the black box testing there. So black box testing means no code is like using. So we will use the throughout the software like an end user. So we will use like an end user. We will just go to the website or we'll go to the application. and we will check the BRS and SRS documents. It will be as per the document or not, and we will show. If everything is fine as per the document, then we will get approval from the product owner, and we will do the acceptance for that application, and it will be signed off. Once it's signed off, it will go to the release. So that released bill, we will share it to the customer. So whatever the customer do, it's his wish that he wants to wish to publish that, or he wants to wish to wait for the other modules or other functionalities. So once that release is done, support and the maintenance will be as usual. So after this was delivered to the customer, if the customer was facing any kind of problems that needs to be handled, then a request maintenance will be done. So depending upon that request, that depends upon the priority of that fix, the maintenance and support will be given for the released build, parallelly doing for the next model. So this is the SDLC process. So throughout the development lifecycle process. So anyone got any doubts in this, or clear, good to go for the next concept?
Black box testing means testers will do like end user means we don't have any idea, like means we don't,
Yeah.
we don't have any.
So black box testing does not need any idea about the coding part. So we will not see the coding part anywhere in the black box testing. Okay, white box testing in the sense they will do the testing from their development side by debugging the code what they have written. Okay.
Okay.
So that's all, everyone clear, right?
Yes.
And let me know if I'm going too fast. Let me know. Okay. And if you are not understanding, also let me know. I will just repeat what you are going to get. Okay. Don't hesitate to ask that.
Okay.
Yeah. So for this SDLC process, we have few models. So models in the sense project models, because every project will not go with the same model. So it will be difference in that. So we have some of like sequential models. So there are, first one is like sequential models. So don't worry about these all subject in the testing part. When you are in the live project, we don't care about all this, but we have to know that how the process is going on in the live project we are in. Okay, so this will be asked in our interviews. Most often this will be asked, but while you are in the live project, this will not be helpful. It will be go as it is, but you will not do anything regarding these models or these things. Okay, you will just do with the process. Okay, you no need to get to know what all the specific models will do. This is for the interview purpose. So definitely these models or else SDLC process, they will ask about that process and the models. So there are sequential models as well as incremental models. So sequential models in the sense one after another. So once one thing is done, they will start the other thing. So incremental in the sense they will keep on doing that, keep on doing that. So they will take one task, do that, they will take the other task, once done, they will do that likewise. So in this sequential model, there are few types, like waterfall model, V model. So waterfall model. So waterfall model is like show you the diagram. So like this, after one module, after one. So first of all, they will gather the requirements. So we will have a requirement gathering phase. So requirement gathering. So here the requirement gathering will happen. So once all the requirement is gathered, and so once everything is related to requirements done, gathering requirements completed, so they will start writing them BRS and SRS documents. So once this SRS and BRS documents are completely done, they will go for the project planning. So once this project plan is done, they will go for the design part. Next, coding part. Next, testing part. Next, they will go for the release and maintenance. Okay, so likewise, so once the requirement gathering is totally done, they will until that done, they will not go for the next process. So they will do the one by one process. Okay, so whenever this will happen when the project size is small and the requirement is very clear. So in this waterfall model, step-by-step activities like this. So one step, second step, like the requirements, step-by-step activities will be carried out. And also in this process, there is no need of verification or validation multiple times, because it is these kind of things will be done in a small project where the requirements are clear, so that verifications and all the validations will be very low in this. And also the advantages of this one is, it is easy to understand to the people and easy to flow. For example, if we take some kind of small project like creating a calculator software, so for that the requirement will be already known. So they will gather the requirement. There is nothing needs to be added in the future. They will prepare the document. They will prepare the project plan, design, coding. It will be done one by one process. There is no need to be add something new in the middle, because they all already know the complete thing in the starting. Before starting of that application, they know the complete process and complete requirement of that. So when they know the complete requirement, there is no need of adding something in the middle. There is no need of upgradations. There is no need of adding some new feature or functionality. So, and the disadvantages of these things I will mention in that too. So coming for the waterfall model, so it will be suitable. It will be suitable for small size project. And it is very easy and clear to understand. And some of the disadvantages are, as it is, whatever the advantages are there, like, so it can't be done for the large projects. So large project, because the requirement is not clear in that. So requirements for the large project will be heavy as well as not clear. And also in the middle of that process, so whatever the process is there, so in the middle of the project, for example, the project is in the coding stage with this phase, we can't add a new thing. So if we want to add a new thing or a new functionality, it has to come from the starting. So it will be a very hectic one. So it can't be done for a very big projects, and it can't be done for the project which the requirement is not clear. Okay, so this is the waterfall model. It looks like that. Okay, so you have any doubts in that waterfall model?
No doubts.
Waterfall model will be suitable for only small projects only.
I
Cannot
didn't
be
get anyone speaking.
low.
Yeah, yes, your voice is too low. Can you come again?
Waterfall model will be suitable for small projects only, not for
Yeah, yes.
projects.
Why small projects is the requirement for the small project is very clear. Okay.
In
So,
waterfall model, we have to follow the means after one step, it will go for the next step. Means
yeah,
next
yeah,
level. First,
yeah,
first they will gather the requirement.
yeah,
After that, they will further proceed the next levels.
yeah, yes.
Yes.
So whenever the, for example, whenever the design is happening now, till the time the project plan is totally completed.
Okay.
Okay,
Before
and
that, we have to complete
coding
the
is not
previous.
started yet. Yes, come again.
No, means if we, once if we came to the design model, before that we have to complete the remaining three steps like
Yeah,
requirement
yes.
gathering,
Total,
PRS,
we have to
project.
complete the total 3 steps. There is nothing to be pending off. Okay. So this will happen whenever, for example, we take like if you are creating some kind of application that will daily update some kind of new wallpapers. Okay, so the application requirement is whenever the user opens the application, he should get the new wallpapers every day. So in that the requirement is very small and it is very clear. There is no need of upgradations or nothing. This is the complete project. So at that time, they will do these kind of projects. So if we are speaking about some kind of big project, like you say, you take the Amazon e-commerce site. So for the shopping site, they will give an update for applications. So when they are giving an update for applications, the requirement, some requirement may they not know today. So, but once the release is done, they will get a new idea, new module or new functionality, or else new update for the existing functionality. It will be very easy. Like what are the existing functionalities there? If you do some kind of update to that, it will be very easy than the existing one. So they will do the update process. So for the big projects, the requirement is not clear. So they will be clear only for the single module. So once that module is happening, the rest of the people will discuss about the other models. For the big projects, if the design is happening, they will do project plan for some other module or some other functionality. And the coding will do the coding part for the previous module. Like, so everyone will work parallelly. Okay. So once the requirement is done, they will share or gather to BRS people. These people will do the documentation, and while doing the documentation, these people will gather requirement for another module for another update. So this will happen for the large projects. For the small project, there is the tiny one. It's a very clear one. There is no need of looking back. Okay, so this step by step will process will be done for the very small projects. Okay. Any doubts still? No, no.
No, no, it's clear.
I didn't get what.
No, no, it's clear. It's clear. No doubts.
Okay, fine. So this is a waterfall model. Next, we will discuss about V model. So in this, we only have 4 minutes 22. Once that done, so okay, I will just give a brief about that V model. Okay, so V model in the sense we will do parallel things here. So like this, you can see the V shape, right? So in this one, things will be done parallelly, likewise. So for example, here the requirement gathering will be done. So while doing the requirement gathering, so they also do the UA testing, acceptance testing. Acceptance testing will be done orally here. So as we don't have any application created, so depending upon this requirement gathering, so they will do the acceptance. So I mean, verification of that requirement. So they will do the acceptance for that requirement. So that will be done as acceptance testing. So they will do the requirement gathering as well as acceptance testing together in a single pane parallelly. So, and the next document is like BRS and FRS documents. So here, while preparing that BRS and SRS documents, so testing people will prepare the test plan. So test plan in the sense, writing test cases and the scenarios. So testing people will write the test cases and test plans using this BRS document in every project. So even in the waterfall model also they will use the BRS as, and they will use the they will write the test cases or test plans. But in that flow, once this is done, coding is done. Once the coding is done, they will start the testing. So when they start the testing, at that time only they will write the cases as well as they will do the execution at the same time. But here, when we are writing the test cases, we don't have any kind of application. We are just writing the test cases depending upon the documents created, like BRS and SRS document. So these both things will be happen parallelly. And next there will be a planning thing. So planning and integration will be happened at the same time. So integration in the sense, so whatever the modules you are planning, so that modules, whichever the module should be integrated with. For example, they are creating a profile page, like after login, they have to create a profile page. So once the user is logged in, they have to display the first name, last name, as these all things. So here the login is a module and the profile page is a second module. So once click on that login button, it should be navigate to the profile page. So here the integration should happen between that login module as well as the profile module. So while planning, they will do the integration process also. I mean, they will prepare a navigation flow, total network of that, whatever they are planning. Okay. So after that planning is done, there will be a design. So while designing is done, the testing will start from here. So they will design a prototype here. So they will design a prototype, and here coding will be there. And here the application testing will be. So here, so while designing, the testing will get started. So